What is going on, fam? Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, I want to do a little bit of a discussion, an open discussion that a lot of people or a lot of your parents aren't talking to you about. And one of the biggest reasons why I've worked very hard in developing a resume writing course is because a lot of people go to college, but they don't actually develop a skill to pretty much sell themselves to an employer. Not only that, we're being taught a traditional setting where, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, you work there for 25 years, you retire, and then you end up working at Walmart for the last 15 years of your life, never actually being able to enjoy yourself. But the the question behind this is, what is the true value of a college education? And if I can be very candid with you, the true value of a college education for me was having a sense of entitlement, having a sense that I didn't have to put in the effort because I already had a degree that most people didn't. When now that I worked as a when I was a recruiter, I learned that it really boils down to how well you can sell yourself, how well you can market yourself, and how knowledgeable you are in your industry. The true value behind a college education is actually diminishing, the more that these technological advances are coming into society. And I learned that, if I can be candid with you, when I was in college, yes, I did join a fraternity. Yes, I did party. Yes, I did have my, I guess you could say, yes, I did not always do my work. Yes, I did not show up all the time. But it taught me a lot of bad habits that I felt like I was owed something because I went to college. And then when I get out, I realized that there are people who are 2 years outside of college. They graduated and they are still looking for a job opportunity, and then when it comes down to it, it's because their resume is trash or maybe their portfolio is not well established. I tell you this because I personally believe that college is not worth it anymore, especially now that you have these studies where MBA programs are at an all-time low here in 2019 because it's just too expensive. Colleges are businesses, and they are essentially requiring you to pay for housing and for meal plans that you don't need, and then they're putting on these ridiculous fees just so they can make these quote unquote extraordinary buildings. But when you really boil it down, most of you, or maybe some of you, are really trying to find yourself. It's not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. You have to be able to fail. And a lot of people think that just because they get hundreds and 90s and A's that they're going to be successful in life. Well, if you grow up thinking that if you are entitled because you graduated with honors or you're on the dean's list, nobody cares. Employers do not care. All it's teaching you subconsciously is how to be obedient. And I believe that it really boils down to the fact that, can you think for yourself? If you can go to college with the intention that you're still going to think for yourself and not listen to career counselors, well, I mean, academia is one thing if you want to stay in the education system. That means you don't want to take the risks. You don't want to actually prevail in your career because you're in a risk adverse setting. There's nothing risky about higher education. I myself have worked there, but just know it can get very political. And what I've learned now that I went to, corporate America, tried it. It didn't work out for me because I don't like being told what to do and being patronized. And then now I'm in nonprofit and have a lot of freedom to be able to try new options to innovate that particular organization. And now that I've started my own company, well, now that I've learned is, you don't need a degree to start a business. You need a scalable skill. And the question is are you getting that scalable skill? Are you learning sales? Are you learning marketing? An accountant can open his own business just for bookkeeping for small businesses. Well, the question is his people skills really intact for him to do so? So if you're going to ask me, is college education worth it? I don't believe so. The reason why I dropped out of graduate school was because I asked my professors, who I considered experts in their field, a very I asked a very particular question in workforce staffing, so employment agencies, recruiting, stuff like that. And he gave me a theoretical answer because I wasn't playing the organization, I was playing the personality of my supervisor at that time. So when I tell you this, I don't believe that I do see where academia has its efforts, but if you want to get into the business world, it's all about taking action and not talking about what's pretty. 80% of the time, you're just going to have to get as much as you can and then just take action. 20% is the anomalies and things that you can't control, and you just got to push forward. So that's my rant for today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Until next time, guys, stay tuned. Take care.